Kyler skipping OTAs, is that a big deal to you?
Yes, it is. He played horrifically down the stretch last year. He took himself out of that playoff game against the Rams when he was awful, mind-bogglingly bad. There's a reputation that maybe he is not beloved by his teammates. And if you're Kyler Murray, who's moaning and groaning about how much money you want to make, how about showing up at OTAs and putting last year's conclusion of the season behind you and, looking at it as a clean slate deal and doing your thing? Because he's always moaning and groaning about his money. Nobody wants to hear it. He hasn't earned that yet. He hasn't earned it. This is a guy that is 0-1 in the postseason, albeit he got hurt a couple years ago. I got to move a break on that. Last year down the stretch, he was beyond bad. And now we got Kyler Murray here, who's going to be hard to get for Arizona. Pay me or I'm going to get annoyed at you. Pipe down. When you play that poorly for that long as you did at the end of the season, and again, take yourself out of a wild card game which you were beyond bad, and then your answer to that is, well, I want my money, and if I'm not going to get my money, I'm not going to show up at OTAs. That is indefensible stuff. So if I was Arizona, I'd make him sing for his supper. I would never pay him until he goes out there this year and puts last year behind him. It gives us a playoff win, plays great football. I have major problems with Murray. I used to like Murray an awful lot. I'm not sure how good he is right now. So if I was owning that ball club, I was the general manager, I'd say, hey, you're not getting your money. You're not getting your money. You'll get your money if you prove it.
Enough.
You're not getting your money.
Enough.
No, it's not enough.
First of all, you don't tell me what's enough and what's not enough when you're wearing my blazer, okay? You put on my blazer, you're trying to get a duplicate of my blazer. It didn't work. That's number one. Number two, you know what? If this was Christmas, I'd call you the Grinch. I swear to you, and I usually embrace that title myself. But I don't know about you today, doggy. I just don't know about you. First, you're singing Kumbaya with J.J. Redick back there while you're eating your bagels. And now here you are on TV going off about Kyler Murray. I'm sorry, did you have a problem with Cliff Kingsbury getting his extension? Because that's where I'm going. If this man deserves an extension, why doesn't Kyler Murray? Excuse me, he was brought there specifically to nurture and help Kyler Murray grow. He's the quarterback guru. He's the one that ingratiated himself with these young quarterbacks and established himself as that, right? What did Cliff Kingsbury do to get a NFL head coaching job? Not a damn thing. When he was at Texas Tech, he didn't win anything. Okay, he was out of the postseason 4 years out of the 6, but he got a head coaching job. He bypassed a whole bunch of dudes, blacks, whites, Hispanics, everybody. He bypassed a whole bunch of people. Didn't do anything to deserve a head coaching job in the NFL. Not only does he get a job, but he gets an extension. But when it's time for Kyler Murray to get his money, his bag, we gonna sit up here and say, oh no, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me about the money. The hell with that. Have you seen Kyler Murray's crib? No, you haven't. Have you seen the car he drives? No. But we've seen Cliff Kingsbury. You see that fabulous pad that man was rocking during the NFL draft last year? Remember that, doggy? When everybody home with COVID and we just lamenting the state of affairs that's going on in this world. You looked at his crib. Guess what? He didn't have to go outside. His house was practically outside. It probably had a retractable roof or something on it, for crying out loud. He's living large. But the quarterback who's helped improve the team every year with his questionable coaching, to say the least, is supposed to be robbed of the opportunity to get his bag, but the person that he helps ends up getting paid and he doesn't? Come on, doggy. You can't be like that. If he doesn't get paid, Kingsbury should have got paid. But since Kingsbury got paid, he should get paid.
Two wrongs don't make a right. You're right. He's not Weeb Eubank. There's no way they should have given him that extension. You're 1,000% correct. No argument.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.